1 second. Let me put a sticky note on the door. Alright, sounds good.
Big fan.
Okay, alright. Just speak up a little bit, boys, because we got the music in the back, so...
Oh, is Iceman now?
Yeah, I think I should hear, right?
I am here.
He is here.
Ooh, what a cutie.
No, you, both of you. No, we keep fighting over Carson. We could just have a 3-way.
This is true.
I am intrigued.
Very much so.
Okay, I'll link it in the server now.
I'll do my best to be the best co-stream weenie.
Weenie. The UPA.
I got you.
Wait, what?
That's nothing. That's not. I don't think that's anything.
That's what it says here.
1 second.
I don't think you might have been hacked. I don't know, man. I don't think art. Dude.
It's a stream URL. That's what goes up.
If you copy and paste it into your own browser, will it work? I mean, you could just do that link.
I don't know. Let me send it to you privately.
Alright.
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, I got it.
It does work?
It says it did. Let me sec. See if you can see me in call or on the stream or anything.
Like, if you click on it, do you see my screen streaming?
I don't think.
I get try YouTube Studio app and then I hit continue to Studio.
Yeah,
I get like a notification.
And now I'm loading.
So why aren't you just going live on your account?
I did.
Okay, so why is it not?
Wait, Ice, let me send it to you because it gave me something like you need a certain browser or something.
So wait, is it just on your Matty Brawley account or is it something else?
No, it's on the UDL account.
UDL account. I didn't even know that was a UDL account. Alright, there's a UDL account apparently. Can I get a link to that? Because I'm pretty sure if people go to the UDL thing and you're streaming, you can just click on it.
Right, I know. I can't get there right now on the screen, so I can't leave it.
Carson, could you send me the UDL link?
The UDL link. What the heck? Oh, I forgot we have a UDL channel.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That's what I called said. UDL.
A United Draft League, I think.
Oh. That changes it up.
Just look up United Draft League. It's the first one that pops up, guys.
Not for me. It's called Cookies, Carson.
I think Noah sent
videos.
No, but Noah did send it. Noah did. You put it in an announcement probably.
Yeah, I'll drop it in an announcement for now to everyone. So let me send that link over to my laptop so I can actually see.
Okay, I think it should be working now.
I think so too.
Let me see. Yeah, I can hear it.
There's a pretty big delay on this. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a
that's
little bit of a
how
delay.
it works. This is how it works.
Wait, this is how it always works?
Yeah, there's usually a
It
little
always
bit of a
has a
delay.
little lag. Yeah.
Jeez, that's a lot.
It's okay.
Oh, we have chat. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, we're pretty big delay.
Yeah, such a big delay. I don't like that. Alright.
I don't think it's possible to fix it, but
Okay. Alright, if that's the case. Yeah, because like I have like added delay none. And this is still delaying like this, so. Alright, no big deal.
let's do it.
Alright. I promised the people that I would start this stream off with my famous introduction. So I didn't want to do it. You guys pressured me into it, so I guess I have to. I don't think I really have a choice. So, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? No ladies in here, I know, but all gentlemen, welcome to the official UDL Season 2 Draft Order stream. I am extremely hyped. I hope you guys are too, and I am joined by my incredibly cute co-hosts, both my co-commissioner, the golden boy of the draft format, Carson, and then...
Hey boys, what's poppin'? How's it going?
Ice.
Oh, I think the music's pretty loud, Maddie.
Yeah, it probably is pretty loud. Alright, I'll just exit out. Oh, good. Alright. Introduce yourself, boys.
So, Ice, you want to go first since you have a guest?
Yeah. I'm Ice, Season 1 UDL coach. It was very fun. I'm in love with Carson, but Maddie is also in love with Carson, so there's a conflict there, but we just decided we can have a three-way, so I love everyone now.
Alright, I'm Carson. I mean, you guys all know me. Excited to get this started. Just making sure in chat that they can still hear us, but I know there's a lag, so that might be why. But yeah, really excited that we're going to get to play Oris, Sumo, and some Swish tiers going on. And hopefully I get Shem and Sky. That's all you need to know.
Carson rigged the votes to make sure that Shame and Sky didn't get banned. I witnessed it. I wasn't going to say anything, but I guess we're leaving everything on the table here. That's what this league is about, transparency. That's what we're doing right now. We're going to do a transparent randomization of the draft order. And yeah, we will get right into that. So, as you guys know from last season, we randomized the draft order, just kind of like randomizing the order of the names of the coaches, and then we had each name picked individually from that list. So it's just one by one. We'll get the first pick, then the second pick, then the third pick. We'll probably say some words about everybody that's going to be participating this season right before, right as they get picked. But as the draft goes on, for like the Sun and Moon and Swish drafts, we'll probably end up saying less about each coach, because we'll do that kind of introduction for the Oras one. Now, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder. I have the UDL Season 2 doc up over here. I just want to remind you guys to give a read of the rules, because, as you guys know, we are trying to innovate the way we, just the way the league is structured and set up. So there's going to be some intricate rules here and there that you might want to make sure that you read so you don't make mistakes going on throughout the season. I know last year we had a few slip-ups with that sort of thing, but there are some changes from last season, such as like baton pass. Last season we allowed stat pass, like a single stat. Now there's no stat pass. There's mostly dry pass, but you could also pass things like substitutes and ingrain, just mostly things not related to stats. Most of the server rules are all the same, mostly just being respectful. We always want a friendly environment and one that's not particularly like hostile or toxic is the buzzword. And yeah, for the most part, most of the rules are the same. This one up here, this drafting rule, it says 8 to 10 now, but by accident we kind of have like 9 to 12 team slots. That's an accident. It's going to stay 8 to 10 like last season. So just be wary of that when you're drafting. Don't make a draft plan for more than 10, because it stops at 10. You could draft 8 to 10, and that's the range. So with all that being said, now we could finally get into the randomization. So I will head over, show you guys. We have one randomizer for the X conference, one randomizer for the Y conference. I have everybody's names in alphabetical order here, and we're going to have to do this 3 times. And then here we have the random name picker. So we'll put in the list after it's randomized and just pick one name at a time. Like I said, say some words about each coach, and we'll get right into it. You guys got anything to say before we hop right into the randomization?
We can't see your screen, so you're
no, we can. It's just wait. Like the lag is there, so yeah.
Yes, we gotta wait as long as day before we can see it.
No, I'll say it so you guys can hear me on the stream.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, so that works. So yeah, Ice and Carson, they're watching on the stream, so they're kind of lagged behind like you guys are, but I'll say the name out loud, and they're on call with me, so they'll hear it, and they'll be able to share their thoughts on each competitor.
Maddie,
so,
I'll type them into the admin chat. That way we have them written down somewhere.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have them in our chat too. Our little
All right.
yep, call
Oh,
chat.
perfect.
Nice. So let's get started. So here is the list. Like I said, alphabetical order. Did I mess anything up? No, I think that's pretty accurate. And then we'll start the randomization. So randomize it right now. Just a reminder, this is not the actual draft order. I'll put this list into the name picker, and we'll pick them from there. So randomize this. And this is how we have it. Just take that, copy and paste into the name picker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, we will get started for the UDL Season 2 X-Conference ORAS Draft. We're going to start from ORAS and work our way up to Sword and Shield. So the first pick of the X-Conference in the ORAS Draft is going to be... Wait, it says rerun. How do I pick? If I pick rerun, is that picks? Let's see.
I think so, yeah. You just hit rerun.
Okay. Carson! Oh my goodness!
No!
Shaman Sky is confirmed.
Oh, no way. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's set in stone. The Golden Boy format is going from the Golden Boy to the Rusted Soul because he clearly rigged the draft, got the first pick as the co-commissioner, etc. But anyway, I think it's well deserved. He's
Let's go.
the best co-commissioner anyone could ever ask for. Like I said, he's the Golden Boy in the format for a reason. Everybody knows who he is and everybody loves him. And he's a fantastic player. He made playoffs last season, was destroying people with Mega Metagross, and now I'm petrified because we all know who he's picking round or pick one. And I just hope that the people that face him don't have to, have trouble sleeping at night having to worry about that Shaman Sky. So
Hashtag rigged.
yeah.
Remember to take my name out, by the way.
Yep, gotta take.
We forgot to take. I think it was TopTier Boy last year that he got picked like 4 times before he finally took him.
That's right. Yeah. So, yep, my boy Carson gets the number 1 pick of the RS draft. Anything you guys want to say?
I wonder what he's gonna pick.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
That Darkrai looking pretty good, huh?
It does look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Just everyone draft something with Ice Shard, etc.
Yeah. Yep. Everyone should, just to get back at him because he rigged the draft. But what are you What are you gonna do? Power is corrupting, ladies and gentlemen. That's an example right there firsthand. So we will move on to the second pick of the RS X Conference draft, and it is it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT himself. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because he always seems to get it wrong, so I'm only calling him the GOAT on this stream.
Eagles fan?
Yeah, the Eagles fan. That's a good one. I like that. He doesn't need much of an introduction. He's the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it. And the fact that he's got the second pick in one of the drafts is, kind of spells disaster for the rest of the league. So, curious to see what he's going to get because we already know what Carson's going to get. So, he can basically plan his draft however he wants, aside from Shaman. And that's a pretty scary thought. A very scary thought. So, congratulations to the GOAT on getting the second pick of the RS draft. You boys have anything to say?
That's scary. That's really scary. Aki's an amazing player, so this is him getting a good spot, especially ORAS 2. I think it's going to be very scary.
He just actually cleared it up. The draft is no longer rigged, he says.
Yep. If the GOAT says it's not rigged, then I guess you have to take his word for it. He's the GOAT. Let me just remove his name. Alright, cool. We'll move on to the third pick of the X Conference RS draft, which is none other than TopTier Boy. I actually have his pick, so if he's not around, I have a couple of his picks. TopTier Boy, if you guys don't know him, he's our official musician of the server. He's out there killing the game. He's breaking hearts and taking names in the rap game. And yeah, he's killing it out there. His Pokemon training has been a little lacking over the years, so I wouldn't be too surprised if you see him pick something like what's his mascot Feraligatr. Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if you see him pick Feraligatr at number 3, just the first Pokemon that comes to his head. But other than that, top tier is
some Gator heat.
Yeah, some Gator heat. He's a legend. He's a living legend. When he plays, he's always a joy to watch because you either never know what he's going to do or you always know what he's going to do. Interpret that how you may. That's just how it is. So what do you guys have to say about top tier?
He's one of my favorite guys. I think he's one of the funniest dudes. And I know he made a bold prediction that he's going undefeated in Oras. So let's see if that third pick can help bolster him over to that.
That's true.
I definitely think Oras is where he'll shine through. So definitely watch out.
Yeah, no, it's actually true. He started back in Oras, both with OU and Draft, and he was actually pretty into it back then. So he had his own YouTube channel. He uploaded a lot of Showdown Lives, and he was a good player. He practiced all the time and knew the metagame really well. And even in Draft, when he first started, it was in Oras, and he was always pretty successful in his leagues, always making playoffs and stuff. So if he puts in the effort, you definitely have to worry about the top tier boy. But that's a pretty big if. So we'll see what happens there. As we move on to our fourth pick, just got to remove his name. And the fourth pick of the Oras X Conference is Illusion himself, A. Lamau. That's all you got to say. He is a legend. He is someone that I've known for a while in the format because he always would comment on my YouTube videos. So eventually we became really friendly from that. And he is just a fantastic guy and an even better player. He's really, really good. He drafts pretty wild teams and brings tons of wild sets. Just love watching his games because you could always expect some heat, both on the playing aspect and also his building. So he's always really fun to watch. Last season, he actually was my first game back after not playing in a while, and we had probably one of my favorite games ever. It was just really exciting. That came down to the wire. I just love playing the guy. I love watching him play, and I'm really excited to see how he does this season, especially with a pretty high pick in Oras. Maybe he'll get his hands on something pretty scary.
Yeah, Illusion is one of the boys that I think you can see some spicy stuff coming out of. Got to know him a bit better. He's a One Piece boy, so you got to love to see it. But yeah, he brings some insane heat at times that I'm not looking forward to facing, and especially if he has an early pick.
This is true.
I hope I face him. I've never beaten him before, but this guy is just, always contending for playoffs and never someone you can sleep on. So, again, like a lot of people are just way too scary.
This is true. And getting the early picks, oof, that's definitely pretty terrifying. So now with Illusion removed from the pool, our sixth pick is going to be Nicky Boy. Big Dick Nick himself. He's not a newcomer to the format, but he's like a newcomer to the Discord side of the format because he was someone who actually played on Poke and Mino. Apparently there's a decent-sized draft community on there that I wasn't really too aware of before DPL, but we scouted him for DPL and were really impressed with the way he plays and builds and everything, and we ended up drafting him. And he had like a really, really awesome season, mostly supporting us, but like he was just tearing it up in mocks and just showed so much potential. And the thing is with Nick is he is as hungry as they come. So you could expect every week if you have to face Nick, it's going to be a fight. You have to put in as much work as you can to try to beat him because, like I said, he's as hungry as they come and he's also extremely talented. So you put the two together and that is going to be pretty terrifying. So curious to see what he does in Oras. I don't know. I can't remember exactly if he started in Oras or if he ended up starting later than that. I don't know if I've ever talked to him about that, but still, regardless, Pokemon's Pokemon. He'll figure it out, and I'm excited to see how he does. What do you guys think?
So Nick isn't someone that I know too well personally, but I'm really excited to meet him because after the last season, we both said, all right, let's get some new people in here, and we both right away had one person we wanted. I wanted Baycrick, and Maddie right away told me that he wanted Nick to be in the server. So it's someone that I'm excited to get to know a little bit better throughout the course of the season. I do know personally that he's hungry to beat some top-tier players and make a name for himself, though. Always exciting to see.
For me personally, I love the underdogs. So I hope he can tear up some big names and show his worth. I think that this is definitely a good spot for him to show how talented he actually is, because I saw him in DPL and I think he definitely has potential to grow his name a bit bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, that just really builds to the hype. Just having people who really want to be a part of this league and are going to put their all in and week out. We can't ask for anything more than that at the end of the day. So that's exciting, and the more people that do that, the better. So now moving on to the second half of the X Conference RS draft. We're up with pick number 7. We have Helmy, the legend. He's going to draft 8 to 10 different mons. I guarantee it. that will always be one of the funniest things that I said. Back then, for like ITL Season 9, I think it was, I was doing a post-draft power rankings. Like, I was actually writing them out. I wasn't commentating over them or anything. But what I did was, when I was ranking Helmy's team, I was just saying how I loved it because it's so him. It was just had like a pretty unique assortment of mons is basically what I was trying to say, because the way he assembles his teams oftentimes just like aren't the most expected. They don't always follow the most conventional cores and I guess draft patterns that you normally tend to see. So I said like, oh, Helmy's the type of guy that only drafts 11 different mons, and the GOAT never lets me forget that one, and it's really funny. So Helmy is,
I don't know what you're talking about. If you don't see a Mega Heracross,
that's true.
You gotta see. You're going to see a Mega Heracross. Might be able to see a Mega Gyarados. Just any heat stuff. Honestly,
that's
true. He
true.
brings some of the coolest tech.
He does. 11 different mons. It's 10 different mons in a Mega Heracross. That's how it goes for Helmy. One of my favorite people in the format. He's just one of the most easy, probably the most easygoing person I've ever met. He's just awesome, and playing him and watching him play is a blast because he's always whipping out just wild stuff. No matter what, you're always going to have an entertaining watch when it's a Helmy replay or a live battle. So I'm really excited to see what he does. Expect Mega Heracross to go number 7 this year. And yeah, anything you guys want to add?
I faced him once. He hacks the living hell out of me, so I better get a shot to face this heat. Yeah, Helmy, one of the guys that honestly can beat anyone, like anyone.
Yep, and he has.
So
I expect a big bounce back season personally.
Yeah, I definitely do too. Like most seasons that I've seen him play in leagues, like he's always finishing,
gunning for a playoff spot.
Playoffs, yep. So I remember last season he had kind of a rough start, but I think he got a couple wins late in the season, and just tons of close games here and there because he's got 11 different mons on his team, even in a 10 roster draft. So now moving on to the 8th pick of the X Conference.
Wait, Maddie, this is 7.
Wait, this is 7?
Yeah, this is 7.
Oh, okay, I messed that up. So Helmy's got number 6. My bad, guys.
Yeah.
I thought we were on number 7. Okay, so for number 7, now we're on the second half of the X Conference, and the number 7 pick is going to be Kaz. At least he's on the second half, because we all know Kaz's main tier is RS. He's been dominant. Last 2 seasons in DPL, he's just torn it up in RS, and I mean, he tears it up in pretty much every tier. Kaz is a fantastic player all around, but RS I know is his favorite, and we've seen what he could do there. I would imagine everybody in the X Conference is going to be afraid to play Kaz in RS, but hey, that's what this is all about. We got some stiff competition, and I know he's going to bring it. Last season, he actually joined as a substitute kind of late in the season, and his team didn't really have a great shot at making playoffs, but he still came really close because he was able to make some transactions and just show us what he could do. So now, starting from scratch, being able to draft 3 of his own teams, I think we're going to see something really scary come out of Kaz. So anything you guys want to add to that?
I wanted him to get 12.
Yeah.
I wanted him to get 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kaz is a guy, I think he's going to go 3 in ORAS pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see that. I think he's going into this season one of the favorites, especially in the RS tier. So, yeah, really excited to see what his team is going to look like. Thankfully, like I said, he's on the second half of the draft, but because we have so many stacked mons that we're allowing this season, he's probably going to still get something pretty amazing at number 7. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we removed his name. Now we're moving on to pick number 8, and it is going to be Evan. All righty, we got Evan at number 8. 8, right? Yeah, I think it's number 8. So,
Yeah.
we got Evan. I believe that Evan does have quite a bit of ORAS experience, and I think he played some ORAS in DPL, if I'm not mistaken. Evan has just been killing it in a lot of his leagues and tournaments lately. He's been doing really, really well. I remember I played him recently in ITL in the beginning of Sword and Shield, and I thought I built this great team. I'm like, oh, it's a new gen. I'm excited. And he just wiped the floor with me. And he had a really strong season. And like I said, I've been seeing him do really well in all of his seasons and tours. He actually made playoffs in UDL last season with a really strong team. And I'm excited to see what he can do this season. He was always pretty consistent with getting his games done and just looked like a threat, and seems like he's only getting better and better. So I'm excited to see what Evan does in season 2. And what do you guys have to say?
Yeah, that game that he beat you in an ITL, I think you beat me in a mock 5-0, and I was like, oh, this one's a wrap. This matchup's terrible. And then he whipped out. I was like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, Evan's someone that I'm excited to see him play. He's someone that I think was underrated in the format for a really long time, and he's starting to make a name for himself a bit more recently. And he has a cute cat profile pic, so you gotta love it.
That is true.
Dude, his cat is the one reason why I think he deserves to win. No, Evan is, as I said with Nick earlier, I think Evan was last season one of those underdogs that really proved to the entire community, hey, you can't take me lightly, because in the stacked league like this, he made playoffs, and I think that's very honorable, especially for maybe people thinking he was going to lose maybe every game.
And no baton passes playoffs, right?
Yeah, Evan's going to get a big buff this season because he doesn't have to worry about baton pass, or stat pass rather. So, I feel your pain. We both had some trouble with stat pass in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm excited.
Aki's cracking me up, man, with these ads. Mention how Evan dropped out of ITL.
I don't understand.
These two will have to face off against one another. We got to make it happen.
Yeah,
Maddie.
We have to rate the schedule, so they have to face off in every tier.
Yep, there it is.
Best of 3.
3 times out of 3.
Yep. All right. So moving on to pick number 9 in the RAS draft for the X Conference, we have K. Crick. The legend himself has joined the UDL. Bay Crick, as Carson likes to say. Carson mentioned before, that was his first recommendation that he really wanted to join for season 2. And I was extremely excited, of course, because I could never beat this guy. So I want to get a chance to play him. Unfortunately, we're in different conferences. He's ducking me, I'm telling you. I may have randomized the conferences, but he's the one who's ducking me. I'm really excited to see him in UDL because he's a fantastic player. Pretty much everything he joins, he just dominates. So I am pretty much expecting that from him this season. We always say, we have stiff competition through and through, so you never know what's going to happen. But just a really strong player. He is really well versed in Sun and Moon and also Sword and Shield. I think that he actually started playing after ORAS, so I'm curious to see how he'll...
he started in Sumo. He's super nervous for ORAS, actually, because I don't think he's played one game in his entire career, and it didn't end up the best, but he's probably the best at Sumo, if I had to put my money on it, and he's a Swish goat, so I can probably assume it'll transfer really well into ORAS.
Right, like I was saying, Pokemon is Pokemon, so he will be someone who I have faith in figuring it out in ORAS. And yeah, unfortunately, he didn't get one of the highest picks. That doesn't bode the best for someone who doesn't have as much experience. But, if you're a good drafter and you're a good player, like I said, you'll figure it out. And yeah, I'm excited to see how he does just in the season.
And just a reminder for anyone that's a little disheartened with what pick they have, you got 2 more drafts to get a top pick. Put it that way.
Yeah, as long as Carson doesn't rig the whole draft, then everyone should get some pretty good picks here and there.
Bro, I'm going back-to-back Shaman Skies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. That'd be
I'll leave.
I'll leave. No. And we still have our 2 UPA boys in the back together. How cute.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
Go Sebi next.
Okay, let me take out his name, and we'll move on to the number 9 pick in the X Conference for ORAS. and it is Sebi VGC.
I told you.
Yep, leaving the two UPA boys as the only one left. Sebi VGC, I know he's really excited to do this kind of 3-gen format, and I'm really excited to see him play. Sebi is one of those people who's been playing in the format for a long time now, and he's just one of those guys that pretty much every league he's in, every competition he's in, he's doing really well. He's excelling and finishing towards the top, even if it's like, gigantic VGC competitions. Last year, he very, very nearly placed at Worlds, which would have been so cool. And he's just...
And if anyone's underestimated him because he didn't make playoffs last season, the first 3 weeks he had 0 time to prep because of Worlds, and he still went on a 4-game win streak at the end. So,
yeah,
I wouldn't count him out by any stretch of imagination.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think what happened was he played both Gypsy and I in those first 4 weeks, and then the next person he played, he prepped for the wrong team or something like that. So he lost that game, and then he just lost one other one. So he
went on a win tear.
Right? Yeah, he started off.
Missed it by 1 differential or something like that. Yeah,
he lost to me too. Week 2.
Yeah, right. So he started off at 0-4, and he was just kind of down on his season so far, and then he just went on a tear, going 4-0 for the remainder of the 8 games that we had, and was so close to making playoffs. He just needed a couple things to happen here or there, and he would have been able to make it.
He was the 7th seed.
Yeah,
just went back and checked.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sebi is an animal. He's just an incredible player. Like I said, pretty much any competition, he is going to be doing well. So that's why I think his skill set really fits this format well, because we have the 3 different tiers to play in. So I expect Sebi to have a really strong season this year, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
All right, which one of you UPA boys gets the wheel?
Yep, let's see it. For pick number 11 in the X-Conference ORAS draft is Ice. Not last. Hashtag not last.
Hashtag not last.
Yep. This is my boy Ice. Last season, he tore it up. We were the Naga boys of the season. We both had Naganadel, and yeah, he was just off on a tear right from the beginning. Made the playoffs. I remember he had some unfortunate hacks in his playoff games, but just had a really, really strong season nonetheless. I remember he had Gypsy on the ropes too in the game that they played. And Ice is a beast. It's as simple as that. We've teamed together for the TMT tours. We're currently doing it now for the 2nd time. And he's always pretty much been putting the team on his back with all the prep and everything. And yeah, a fantastic player, fantastic builder. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this season. I know number 11 in ORAS, it might not be ideal, but at least it's close to the wheel, so that's always nice.
You forgot to mention he's a cutie.
I didn't think I had to. I think everybody knows.
All this love. How am I supposed to respond?
Yep.
I'm afraid, guys. I don't know anything about ORAS. The only game ORAS I've ever played, I played in DPL. I was like, there's nothing wrong with ORAS. It's probably the same as USAM. And then I got a forfeit loss because I could out Sol Du Latios.
I remember that.
It wasn't on the dock, and I was like, yeah, dude, that's so strong. Why wouldn't they ban it? Easy W. And it was a W, but it ended up being a forfeit loss because it turned out
not to lie about your item.
It turned out to be that strong.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that story.
Yep, but not doing that again.
That's great. Wow, that's fantastic.
You want to talk about your favorite person in the world who happens to have the wheel pick?
Yep.
Yes, Ben. Let me introduce Ben, Maddie.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, Ben. Honestly, he is he's my guy, man. Ben. Honestly, Ben is someone who can either win or lose against anyone. So he's the biggest. I'd say he's the biggest loose cannon in the entire UDL right now. I've seen him beat amazing players. I've seen him lose to actual weenies. So I never know with him. He's the guy who can be down 5-0 but have that perfect set to counter sweep. Piapa Berry, huh, Ben? No, but he's actually a way better player than a lot of people give him acknowledgement for. His DPL record is one of top 15 overall, and as I said, Ben beat or lose to anyone. It's insane.
Yeah, I would second that because last season was the first time I really got to watch him play, and I'm pretty sure he got the first seed in the X Conference, if I recall correctly.
I think he got pretty high, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was between him and John. And
I think he had it by one diff, right?
Yeah, it was like really close, and he won it out and made it to the semis where he had an excellent game with the GOAT, one that really came down to the wire. So he was just like right around the corner from making finals last season. So, no, he didn't make it to the semis. He played the GOAT quarters, right.
Yeah.
That game, like I said, came down to the wire. So he was. It was really a great game to watch. I watched him play in DPL this season too, and had a strong season from what I remember. And yeah, he's fantastic. He also played on the TMT tournament that I did with Ice, and both of those two were just kind of like the dream team, putting the team on their back. So I'm excited to see both of them play this season. Unfortunately, Carson rigged it, so they both got the last two picks, and Carson got the first pick of the X Conference. But what are you going to do? Sometimes the Russian hackers, they win.
Sacrifice 2 UPA boys for 1.
Yeah, that happened.
Holy.
And Maddie, I believe we're doing XY, 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 right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool.
Do a snake draft. X, Y, Y, X.
X, Y, Y, X, X, Y.
All right. So that concludes the RS draft order for the X Conference. We will make the draft order and the X Conference RS draft chat pretty soon. I guess we'll have to have like 6 total draft chats, one for each. One for each. I would say we could just do all 3 in one, but I think that'll get kind of confusing with all the clutter. So, we'll probably make 3 for each. And, so that's the first one down. Now we'll do the RS draft for the Y Conference. I have everybody's names listed in alphabetical order here, and I will copy and paste them. Whoops.
All right. Okay. I think that's everyone. I see up the Silver Smasher.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's people down there too, though.
Okay, cool. All right. So we got everybody set up for the the ORAS Y Conference draft. We have everybody. Oh, I forgot to randomize the names. Whoops.
What an unprofessional host you are.
Yeah, that was dumb. Randomize. All right, there we go. That's why they were.
Perf.
Is there a reason Gypsy's not there?
Yeah, unfortunately, the king took his trophy and went home.
Oh, that's right. Fucking rigged.
Yeah, right.
He didn't want the season 2 smoke.
Exactly. He heard the new entries and the returning ones, and he was just like, I can't handle this. Okay, so now we have everything set up. We have it all randomized for the Y Conference and the RS draft. So, for the Y Conference, the first pick of the RS draft will go to none other than Shuckle King, the man, the myth, the legend. I've heard this guy's name like floating around the format for a long time, but I'd never really met him until he was added to UDL. I know he was actually pretty friendly with Carson, and I just had like always known him to be someone who like did really well in his leagues, but I never like really came across him personally. So maybe Carson, you would probably do a little bit of a better job at introducing him.
Oh yeah, I got this. First off, go at him on Snapchat. He sent you pics of his dog. Very enjoyable.
Oh.
Second off, I teamed with him for HJK and DPL Season 2. One of the best preppers, one of the best builders on the team. Had a positive record, and just overall, like, he never argued with anyone. Just great guy to be around, and something that I right away thought, like, oh, we should definitely get this in our league. He was a captain for, oh man, what's the team name? He captained with Jolt. Were they the minorities, or no? What was the team name that they had this past DPL? Why am I blanking so hard?
Hakuna Matatas?
There we go. Holy cow.
Kakuna Matatas, that's what it was.
Yeah, the really hard name to pronounce, but they had the sick logo.
Yeah, that was a cool logo.
Yeah, just overall a great guy and a great player, and I expect some great things. I don't know if he has too much ORAS experience, but when you're going to get either Darkrai, Shaman Sky, Mega Guard, Aegislash, you'll figure it out. I have full faith.
That's true. Yeah, so Shuckle King is someone who We're expecting to do big things this season, especially with the number 1 pick in Oras. That's dangerous. Hyped to see what he does. And, we'll move on to the number 2 pick. And that is going to... Oh, it's me! Oh, it's rigged confirmed.
Rigged.
Oh.
Everything.
Yep. I might as well redo this whole draft because clearly it's been rigged. It wasn't by me, though. It was by Carson.
No.
Carson was trying to be nice because last season I got the number 12 pick. So, Carson, thank you for giving me the number 2 pick this season. It looks a little conspicuous.
Maddie got me onto the Pokemon manga, so I was like, all right, I got to give him a big thank you.
That's true. I do deserve...
Best way I could think of.
Absolutely. I think if you guys just heard that, definitely start reading the Pokemon Adventures manga. You will not regret it. This is my personal recommendation. I'm not being sponsored for this. I wish I was, but I'm not. But
are you doing a manga team again?
Maybe. I don't know about for Oras though. I got that number 1 pick, or number 2 pick rather. So
if you guys want, I think everyone in the world or in the draft community at least knows that Maddie's one of the most skilled guys. But he's the first YouTuber I actually subscribed to for Pokemon content. The Flying Bird said, if you want to improve, go watch this guy. He gives in-depth analysis. And I think I asked, let me mock you a couple times, and that's how the friendship started. And it's been great.
Yeah, it has been.
We got a full league running. He is also someone that's very nice to talk to about any sort of content you can imagine.
Oh.
And overall, I'm expecting him to completely devour the Y division in Oras.
Any content? Ooh.
Oh, God.
Ice is onto something.
Honestly, Maddie is one of the, top guys in the format, all time, but also, extremely wholesome. Usually, when someone's, at the top, you see some kind of an ego, but honestly, don't really see it with Maddie. Honestly, just a cutie. Still rigged.
Yeah, definitely rigged. But like we said, it was Carson's way of giving back to me because I got him onto the manga. So if you guys start reading the manga, then good things might happen. So that's all I'm saying. All right, we'll move on to the number 3 pick of the Y Conference, and it is going to be... Wait. Oh. That's...
Is it you again?
No, it wasn't. It gave us a blank space. But I just took my name out now. All right, we'll rerun it again. The 3rd pick for the Y Conference it's Blue. It's perfect blue, and he's actually a guy I met really recently through DPL, and he's just been an extremely pleasant guy to team with. I had a lot of fun playing with him, and he just tore it up. I remember we scouted him early on in the season, and I really loved his approach to both building and playing. And he seemed like he'd be a great fit for the team. So, we took a chance on him, got him for a pretty good price. And wow, was he a steal, because he just started off the season 4-0 and had a fantastic record throughout the entire tournament. And ever since then, he's been tearing it up. In the cash drawer, he was top 16, winning games. And he seems to just be getting better and better and better, which is scary. So having him in the Y Conference with such an early pick is definitely a huge threat. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season.
Scary. I actually never heard of him before DPL, and then, I've talked to Maddie obviously a lot, so I got to know some of the BBC Kings guys, and then his performance in Cash Gang was insane. I think he only lost to Rob, right?
Maybe in Hiker 2, I think he might have.
Okay, yeah, which, funnily enough, I think both are in this division, so he can go ahead and get some revenge.
This is true.
Nice. Blue... He's part of the L5 gang, I'm pretty sure. So I think he's learned a lot from them being in a team together all the time. And honestly, he's an amazing. He's such a nice guy. And yeah, I've seen him around a lot before. I've seen him around in smaller leagues, and back then he wasn't exactly all that known, as you guys said. But he's always been a player that can beat some of the top guys, and I think, again, this might be one of the guys that will pipe up, even though they won't expect him to beat the big-name players.
Yeah, I would definitely say don't take his kindness for weakness, because he really is one of the nicest guys I've met on here, just consistently, and I think that makes him a really perfect fit for the league. But, yeah, don't take that kindness for softness, because this guy can bring it, and I'm excited to see what he does with the number 3 pick in RS. So the number 4 pick for the RS draft in the Y Conference is going to be Nathan, my buddy Splurge, and this is pretty exciting. I'm not going to lie, because Nathan, if you guys don't know Nathan, he is one of the wackiest builders I've ever met in my life. Like, whenever I ask this guy for a mock, if I'm just like, all right, I need like some extra help, I'll just ask, just one of my friends that I know I can rely on. I'll ask Nate, and he literally has to ask me, like, do you want an actual mock or like a Nathan mock? Because when he actually builds like his own style, you just know it's going to be the craziest stuff you've ever seen. And that is what makes him so much fun to play and so much fun to watch. So considering the fact that he got the number 4 pick in ORAS with a pretty stacked tier list, you can only imagine what he's going to do with his number 1 pick or round 1 pick. Definitely really exciting prospect. I can't wait to see what he drafts, and I can't wait to see how he does this season, because he's not only going to have just one team this year, he's going to have 3 teams, and they could all be crazy. So I'm excited to see him, to watch him, and yeah, he's just, like Blue, one of the nicest guys that I've met in the format, and just a great friend, really reliable guy, and happy to have him in the league. You guys have anything to say?
I'm excited to see some of his heat. You've been telling me about his heat for a little while now, and I got to see it a little bit last season, but I'm going to be excited to see it for a full 9 weeks now.
Absolutely.
Apparently, he's the Ben of the Y Conference.
Yep, he definitely is that kind of guy who could beat anybody at any time, pretty much. So you always have to watch out for Nathan, because, like, regardless of if he's bringing insane heat or not, you just know that he'll surprise you one way or another. So I'm excited. And with that, we will move on to the number 5 pick of the RS draft in the Y Conference, and it's going to be Silver Smasher. Oh, this guy is a legend. I teamed with him this season.
He's going to be happy.
Yeah, he's going to be happy, because I know he's a big RS guy. I teamed with him in DPL this season, and that was like one of Gypsy's main recommendations. He teamed with him the previous season and was saying how, like, they got him for a good price, and this guy just piped up every single week. He was out there putting in the work, and both like support-wise and then just in his games. He had a great record. He played the season for us too in RS, and he was one of our best guys, both playing his games and helping with support, both building and mocking. Like, the guy does everything, and he's really good at all tiers. So him getting a high pick in RS, which is, I believe, his main tier, is really, really scary for everybody in the Y Conference. And yeah, I'm just hyped to see what he's going to do. This guy's a great hype man. He's a great player, just a great dude all around, perfect fit for the league, and this is exciting.
Yeah, he is an Oris GOAT. Knew him from Crit City. Gave him a couple mocks there for a playoff run. Don't think I won one, so wow. He's a great boy. He's also one of the funnest boys to talk to. Mainly one of the reasons why I'm active still in that Crit City server is him and Kaz's interactions. So going to be keen to see some of those this season.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of those guys, just like maybe like Blue, who wasn't really known before DPL, but has definitely shown through DPL and major tournaments that he's worth it. And getting acknowledged by Gypsy, that says something, right?
Yep, that's pretty high praise. If the king has a good eye for you, then it doesn't get much better than that. So
I wonder what the GOAT thinks. I wonder what the GOAT thinks.
It's true. The GOAT's opinions always come at number 1, but the king's not. The king's up there. He's.
What's his favorite? What's Aki's favorite saying? It's like goats don't have opinions; they have hooves.
Something along those lines.
If I butcher that, Aki, I'm sorry, and I'm also butchering your name. So the GOAT, my apologies.
Right, I'm taking the Galaxy Brain play, the Galaxy Brain strat, and not trying to pronounce his name, because I don't want to anger the GOAT. Because, like, what if by some chance I end up facing him in finals? If I've got his name wrong that many times, then he is just going to unleash on me, and I don't think I'm ready for it. So now we'll be able to move on to the next pick. Just got to remove Silver's name and remove that space. Cool. So this is going to be pick number 6, I think, right? There's 7 guys left. Cool. So for pick number 6 in the Y Conference, or S tier, is going to be I. And this dude is an absolute savage. Like, he played in our league last season, had a great record, made playoffs, and his games are always so exciting to watch because this guy brings just awesome techs, really fast-paced teams, and just those kind of games that I like to watch personally because I'm an offense guy. He's usually beating people in under 10 turns. Not really that fast, but still, he can beat people that fast, so watch out. He, in DPL this season, was like unbelievable. He was so good. He played in so many of their tie-breaking games and just clutched it out for his team almost every single time, if not every single time. And yeah, he's just one of those guys who's always been regarded very highly in pretty much every league that he's been in. And now that I've seen him play firsthand in multiple different competitions and seen how good he is, I know that he's going to tear it up this season, and I'm really excited to see what he does in all three tiers. Anything you guys want to add?
I think it's just go ahead. You've DPO'd with him.
Carson, go.
I was just going to hype him up a little bit. I think if you were to make a top 10 list of all-time draft league players, I is on 90% of them, 100% guaranteed. I have him somewhere in the top 7 for sure, and he did really well last season. So really high expectations with him. I know he played some Oris and DPL, and it's going to be a fun time watching him destroy the league.
Dude, as I tried to say, Aya is 100% my guy. I had the chance to meet up with him in Amsterdam last year.
Oh, that's right.
It was an amazing day. I loved it. Aya is honestly, I was on his team as you said in DPO, Maddie, and he definitely clutched that out. He's amazing. Aya is a great guy, way too good of a player, and you should have nerfed him, man. This is too low.
Yeah, I know, right? Number 6. This is way too good of a pick.
No, you should have nerfed him.
Yeah, we should have made like a separate pool for just so like he gets a second half pick every single time because number 6 is just too high. It's too high. So, with that being said, we will move on to the 7th pick of the RS draft in the Y Conference, and that is going to be Blitz, another guy who had a really, really strong season last year. He started off hot. He stayed hot. He made to the playoffs. I think he actually won against II in like a really, really good game. That one.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
That was a crazy game. It really came down to the wire. And then I got the chance to play him in a playoff game. And yeah, his team was just crazy. Really, really fun game. And like I said, he was just had a really strong season last year. And I've actually seen his name around well before that. He always was that type of guy who was always doing really well in his leagues, tournaments, etc., etc. Just a fantastic player. I know he's got a good DPL record too. So he's one of those guys this season that I definitely expect big things from. I think he's got experience in all three tiers. I don't know for sure, but I just feel like I've heard his name around the format for a while, so I would imagine. But
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yep, he's just a really versatile player all around. I'm sure he could play all three tiers really well. And yeah, a really cool guy. Someone who played last season, was nice and active in the chat, still pretty active. And definitely excited to see what he's going to do with the 7th pick. You guys have anything you want to add before I move to the next one?
He's keeping NBA alive, and you gotta love. So if you guys aren't in NBA, just go join the server. Yeah, he's a really good commissioner himself. I can learn some tricks.
Yeah.
Blitz, honestly, the last UPA goon left. Blitz is a really good player. I don't know what to say. I think Maddie, you covered everything.
Yeah, he's it's true what Carson said before. He's always linking all these different either tournaments or leagues that he's running himself. So obviously he's got a lot of leadership experience already. So just an all-around guy. He's the full package, and that makes him a really nice fit in the league. So moving on to the number 8 pick in the RS draft for the Y Conference, it's going to be Hiker Toad. Hiker Toad is a legendary player in the format, someone who, like many of these guys I've mentioned already, has just torn up pretty much every league or competition he's been a part of. Just the recent Cash Gang Tour, I think he got 3rd place. And the only people that beat him were the 2 people who finished above him. So that just goes to show how many players he was able to outlast, and that's just a testament to how consistent he's been in the format pretty much ever since I guess he started. I don't know exactly when he started or not, but pretty much once I started hearing his name, he was just always a top contender in all of the leagues and competitions he's been a part of. I've actually never gotten to play him myself. He's someone I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting the chance to play. But yeah, he's an absolute star, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this season, because I know he's always torn it up in Sun and Moon. I don't know if he has ORAS experience for sure, but I think he does, because I think he's been around for a while, and he's already starting off really strong in Sword and Shield, it seems. So, like I said, definitely really excited to see how he does, as he's had plenty of experience playing against a lot of the guys in the league already, a lot of the top guys, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
I'm 92% positive he has some ORAS experience, because I think he started the same time I did. So he probably has like a league or two. Not insane amount, but he's also Hiker. I'm sorry, Hiker, I don't think you're going to be able to get Mega Guard with this pick. We'll still be able to get something juicy, but I'm sorry. I know that's what you wanted. But I also don't think you need Mega Guard. You're you, so yeah. Definitely one of the best players. Really pumped to have him this season. Yeah. Lock him in for playoffs. What else is there to say?
He's a lock. He's a lock for playoffs, I tell you. As you just said, I had one of those top 10 players you're going to see across the board, and Hiker definitely is one too. Yeah. I mean, he just not all too long won Mega Beedrill, and I'm pretty sure that's not the first time he did that. And then again, the Cash Gang Tour, third place, like everywhere, he's extremely consistent. Every tour he plays, and he gets so high up there. And this guy is just like a fucking savage, man. I don't know how he does it.
It's funny that when you guys were mentioning him having some ORAS experience, I actually just remembered I ran an ORAS tour myself back in NJNP's old Good Saturdays server, where there was like thousands of Pokemon players, but a lot of them were more on the Smogon side. But I ran a draft tournament in there because he's my buddy, so he let me do it. And I think we had like over 200 people in it, and it was definitely ORAS. Hiker actually won, so that if you had any questions
doesn't
about
sound
his
surprising.
ORAS skill, then yeah, like there you go. I think he actually won against Rob Jr. in the finals, so another top two high placing for both Rob and Hiker. So that's really exciting to have them both in the league in the same conference. And speaking of Rob Jr., he's actually one of the only people left in the draft pool. So moving on to pick number 9 of the Y Conference ORAS draft is TJ, our boy TJ, Carson's
my twin
doppelganger.
Oh!
Yeah, he's apparently Carson's doppelganger. I haven't seen him, so like you guys know how cute I think Carson is, so I gotta see TJ because I'm pretty protective over Carson. So if TJ really is the real deal, then that'll be tough for me, because trying to decide between the two, that sounds like a headache and a nightmare, but it also sounds like a blessing. I wish everybody looked like Carson. So TJ is a great guy. So happy to have him in the league, because last year Carson actually added him as a sub, and right from the beginning he was one of the most active guys in the server, and he played his butt off every single week as a sub, even with a team that I'm pretty sure he didn't really like, but he did really well still. And he is one of those guys who's in like a bunch of leagues, a bunch of tournaments, always doing well. Just a really consistent and solid seeming player. I know he's really worried about playing ORAS because he doesn't have any experience in it, but I think he's more than skilled enough to be able to figure it out and do really well. So I'm excited to see TJ get to draft his own teams this time and just take a crack at playing in the league. I expect big things from him.
Yep, I got to captain with him. We're one of the DPL off-brands. We were Mossy Menos because they're Teen Titans characters, which we both love, and they're twins, which we both love, so that's how it had to be. And he's one of the hardest working guys. His prep is pretty insane. I wouldn't be surprised if he nabs Mew, just because that happens to be one of the mons he's insane with, so TJ, vote for the win.
Yeah, TJ, honestly, great guy. I was on his Clash of Kings team for a while, even though that didn't truly work out. But then again, he is just a really wholesome guy, really nice. I've had a lot of conversation with him in like questions a day. He always answers, and I think that's kind of activity and just a nice presence in general, which is, I think he is really a nice guy.
Oh, he also did power rankings for us. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
I was trying to think. There was something really nice I did last season. That's what it was.
Right, that was really cool of him because I think he did that before we even got him as a sub, but then he filled in too, so he really put in the work for us last season.
The savior.
Yeah, seriously. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Like I said, being able to draft his own teams. So moving on to the number 10 pick in the Y Conference for the ORAS draft, it is going to be Obi. Now, Obi is actually a very close friend of mine. He's someone that I've gotten to know for years online. He's someone that I met probably like 4 to 5 years ago because we both were in this Facebook group where we play Pokemon together. It was when I first started getting into like Smogon competitive scene. Like I played on the ladder for a couple years prior to that, but that was when I first started entering the tournament scene, and he was kind of like in that same boat where he was kind of entering the tournament scene at the time. So we got to know each other pretty early on, and throughout the years we've just gotten closer. Like we've always been in some servers together, and we were always like friendly and but like now, like over this past year, we got so close, and he's like one of my go-to guys to talk to. And lately, he's actually helped me in draft a little bit because for this past cash tour, I drafted a team that was it was Gold's team in the Pokemon manga, so it was a little harder to use than other teams I've drafted before. So I needed as much help as I can get, and he was someone who was always there, always ready to help me, and he was really helpful. He's just someone who's been playing Pokemon for a long time and has a lot of experience, and is not afraid to get creative with it. So I think he would be like a really good fit in the draft format. He has like a little bit of experience playing some fun little draft tournaments here and there, but he's someone who's literally like captained for lots of the main tournaments on Smogon, such as Smogon Premier League, SPL, Smogon World Cup, Snake, which I know he was the captain of Snake and he won. And he's also played in a lot of these tournaments too, which it's not easy to even make the teams, so that's just a testament to his skill. So I'm definitely excited to see him make the transition to the draft format. He was looking to get into it, and I'm excited to see how he does. He's someone, like I said, who's been playing for a long time, so even though he might not have a lot of draft experience, he definitely has a lot of Pokemon experience in all of the tiers that we're competing in this season. So excited to see what he does. I know he's got the number 10 pick, not the highest, but close to the wheel, always has its merits. So that is pretty much it for Obi. I know you guys don't know him as much, but I am excited to see him play this season and how he transitions.
Good luck, Obi.
Oh, he actually read the first arc of the Pokemon manga, so like I said, you read that manga and good things happen to you. So I think some good things will happen to him this season. And now we'll move on.
Watch, he's going to get first pick in one of the next two, just because he read the manga.
Definitely.
That's why, Maddie, I started the manga, I get the first pick. You read the manga, you get the second pick.
Wow.
Go start reading, boys.
All right, yeah, guys, you're noticing a pattern? I don't know. I think this manga has some special powers. So moving on to the 11th pick of the Y Conference draft, we have... See, why does that happen when we get the space like that? I guess I didn't delete the space. All right, sorry. So it is Zamcro, Scoot, the legend, another legend of the format, a guy who's been around for a while now, just tearing up pretty much every league he's a part of. He is a fantastic player, just really well-versed and experienced, skilled, and I would imagine all tiers, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's one of those guys who's been around for a while and has experience in all of the tiers. He's a guy who puts his heart and soul into all of his builds and games, and is a great hype man, really cool dude to talk to, and I think is someone who's gonna have a really strong showing this season because he's one of those guys who's really versatile and experienced, and hopefully we'll use that to his advantage. I know unfortunately he doesn't have the highest pick in ORAS as he'd probably like, but hey, like I keep saying, being close to the wheel I think has its merits. Last season we only had one draft because it was the Sun and Moon League, and all 4 semifinalists actually had the 11 and 12 picks in the league, so that's kind of cool. I'm curious to see what he's going to do this season. Anything you guys want to say?
Sorry, catching up on a chat real quick. Yeah, no, Scoot. Let's see. I played with him in IDM. I believe that's his own league, and he had a great showing. We had him in a little bit for HJK, which sadly didn't end the way either one of us wanted to, but he tore shit up while he was in there, and he's constantly just one of the better players that I've seen. continuously underrated in the community, but true GOATs, nobody's great. And I definitely think he's going to show it this season. He has a passion for Mons that's unmatched.
Yeah, he's always, I think, been a pretty good tournament player as well. I'm pretty sure he's pretty good in ORAS too, so this might be a good nerf.
Yeah.
Good nerfs.
Exactly.
Good nerfs.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, we have only one guy left, huh?
Exactly. Only one guy left. And speaking of nerfs, we had to rig it. We had to make sure that we nerfed Rob Jr. because if you guys watched his recent return to the format in the Cash Gang Tour, this guy just dominated. He didn't drop a game until he faced John W. And then he crawled his way back up to the winners, the grand finals again. And, the only other person that he lost to was, again, John W. So, Rob, first tournament back, drafts, in my opinion, kind of a wonky-looking team, but just destroying everybody left and right. Dominant performance.
I don't think he drafted. He was a sub, too. He didn't even get to draft.
No way. That's so
yeah,
funny.
he did that on a team he didn't even draft.
Of course. I thought that kind of looked like something he would draft, honestly, but that doesn't surprise me either because Rob is that type of player who can do that, where he could just hop on a team or just join as a sub and dominate with it as if it was his own team, as if it was his own draft plan. And yeah, Rob is one of those guys who I personally got to witness make the transition from just being a draft player. I'm sure he played on the ladder here and there, but he went from being a really solid draft player to a top Smogon tournament player in the blink of an eye, because I actually was a manager for OU Premier League back in I think it was 2017 or something, and I drafted a team of mostly friends because I knew I had a bunch of close buddies from draft that were just easily skilled enough to do well in Smogon tournaments. So there was guys like Gypsy, there were guys like Rob, there were guys like TopTier that I drafted onto my OU Premier League team, and I had them using my cream teams, just these wild OU teams that no one expected, and we made it all the way to the finals. So that was a blast. Rob was one of our best players that season, and I think he really opened some eyes, because then from there on out, he just started joining tour after tour, just getting better results on a higher scale, and now is he's regarded as a top contender on Smogon and lots of different tiers too. And when it comes to draft, like I said, he's just one of those players that could hop in any tier on any team and just dominate. So Rob's a fantastic player. Can't wait to see what he does this season. Thankfully, he's got a nerf in ORAS, because he's one of those guys who probably needs it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. What about you guys?
No John W. to stop him this time.
Exactly.
He's going to be gunning for the chip.
I think personally, Rob is, for me, the most underrated guy there is in the format. When people talk about great players in the format, they talk about Hiker, John, stuff like that, right? But honestly, I think Rob's name should be up there. He's always shown a solid performance, and I think he proved it by exactly what you guys said, coming back to the format with just a random team, and then only losing to the winner, John W. That's insane. He's an insane player.
Maddie, I got a weird Discord notification. Can you guys still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If I'm staticky, let me know.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but hello.
Okay, sorry.
Cool.
Just let me know if I get super static.
Yeah, it's not too bad, I don't think.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, I would.
So what's next?
Agree with that. With Ice was saying, he's one of those guys that, you probably don't see his name in the conversation as much when you talk about top draft players, but he is definitely right up there. He belongs in the conversation for sure, because in terms of skill, just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his team looks like. He's gonna come out and succeed and excel wherever he is. And I expect him to do that this season. And I'm excited. I hope I get to play him, because I don't know if I've gotten to play him in an official draft game before. So I would love to get that opportunity. And I'm sure a lot of people either would love that opportunity or would hate that opportunity because of how good he is. So excited to see how that turns out this season. And that concludes the RS draft for the Y Conference. Now, I just realized I didn't ask any of you guys to do this. Have you guys been keeping track of where people are in the draft order?
Yeah, I have.
Aki has been doing that too.
I've been pasting it in admin chat too.
Perfect. Okay, so just want to make sure we have that. I know we could figure it out based on how the stream is gone, but Yeah, just want to make sure for the next 2 drafts, because we're going to go pretty rapid fire for the next 2. I know this one took a while, but we just have that many awesome guys in the league, both personality wise and skill wise. So it takes a little while to introduce so many legends. So it just be like that sometimes. Now we'll be able to move a lot more quickly throughout the next 2 drafts, both the Sword and Shield and the Sun and Moon draft, which we'll do next. So I'm gonna just click back. Looks like cool, perfect. So if I just click back on the randomizer, it just goes right back to alphabetical order, so I don't have to paste it back in. And we'll randomize it again. Okay, X Conference, Sun and Moon. Here we go. Randomize. Cool. Put that in the name picker. Cool. Any spaces? Nope. All right, so we're all set. For the X Conference, the Sun and Moon draft, the number 1 pick is going to be Ice. Wow. It's a thing. That's what it is. You thought it was a manga thing. I'm kind of disappointed now. Now everybody who was just picking up the manga is going to put it down. That's unfortunate. But, yep.
No, I'm gonna start reading it.
You should. You should. All right, so Ice gets the number 1 pick of the Sun and Moon draft. Have fun with that, Ice. We'll move on to number 2. Let me just remove your name. Okay. And it is K Crick. Uh-oh. We talked about how good he was in
my
Sun
God.
and Moon, and he gets the number 2 pick. So
He actually called this. He popped into the chat on Discord and said, "Oh, sweet, I got 2." I was like, "Bro, that's number 9." Well, apparently he was talking about Sumo.
He's psychic as fuck.
Yeah, seriously, he must be. That's why he's so good. He's psychic. He just makes these predictions like nothing. Jeez. All right, so that is going to be scary. I feel bad for you X Conference boys. Now, number 3 pick in Sun and Moon is going to be. Why didn't that happen? Okay, Sebi VGC. There we go. Sebi, like we talked about before, is great across any format. We all know that. So number 3 pick for him in Sun and Moon is going to be a nightmare. Number 4 pick is Big Dick Nick. It rhymes perfectly. That must have been fate. That's pretty hype. Nick at number 4. I know his Sun and Moon is the tier I'm pretty sure he's got the most experience in, and I played a lot of it with him on DPL, and he's really, really good. And I think he's going to tear it up, especially having a pick that high. He's going to get something dangerous, and it's going to be scary. So for number 5, we have Ben. Wow, it's like we're going in order here. Just Ben right here. Both Ice and Ben getting higher picks than Carson. Maybe the draft isn't rigged after all. There we go. And
Nice.
we saw Ben last season too with a pick I think similar to number 5. So that's going to be pretty scary again for Sun and Moon. Number 6, we have Illusion. Illusion's going to be turning some of his opponents into illusions after he 6-0s them. And all right, I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. Now I'll move on.
Where's Noah?
Yeah, right. Now we'll move on to number 7 pick. And it is the GOAT. Thankfully, the GOAT got a second half pick for Sun and Moon, because if he got a first half pick in all of his drafts, then we'd pretty much just hand him the championship right there. But still, that he could work with that because he's the GOAT. So he could work with any order. We'll move on to the number 8 pick before I just ramble on and gush about the GOAT too much. And it is going to be... We got a space again. Carson. Yep, it's you at number 8, buddy.
Not bad, not bad. My birthday number, 0808.
Yeah. See, he's always
Easy
looking on
money.
the right side. That's why he's the golden boy. Now moving on to pick number 9 for the X Conference Sun and Moon draft is, we got a space again, Kaz, the legend. We talked about him before. Just graded all tiers, so it doesn't really matter what draft spot that he gets, but thankfully it is a second half pick, because he's going to tear it up. Number 10 pick is going to be Helmy, the legend. Thankfully, Helmy's been kind of nerfed so far. He got a number 6 pick and a number 10 pick, because we all know with his assortment of different mons, you never know what to expect, so you don't want him to get too early of a pick. So the number 11 pick, we only have TopTier Boy and 11 Evan left, and the number 11 pick is Evan. All right, so Evan gets number 11. Sorry about that, buddy, but close to the wheel. That's cool. And number 12 is going to be none other than the legend, TopTier Boy himself. And yeah, TopTier. He has a pretty good amount of experience in Sun and Moon too, so I am excited to see if he'll step it up this season. Last year he had kind of a rough start, but he brought it back, and I think if he tries, he could put in some work. So, all right, we'll put in the next batch.
He got a 6-0 though.
Yeah, he did get a 6-0. I think his 6-0 was like Ben's first loss after he was like 6-0 or something, right?
I think that was his only loss, was a 6-0.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember that now. Okay, so now we have the Y Conference all set up for the Sun and Moon draft. All right, rapid fire, let's go. Number 1 pick of the Y Conference in Sun and Moon is going to Obi. Wow, he goes from like one of the last picks the first time around and gets the number 1 pick. That is going to be scary. Like I said, he's got just so much experience in Pokemon that giving him a pick that early is going to be really cool for him, honestly, because he doesn't have the most draft experience. So giving him that number 1 pick will help acclimate him really nicely with some broken mons. So number 2 pick is going to be Hiker Toad. Uh-oh. That's a scary one.
Uh-oh.
Definitely a scary one.
I think a lot of people have Hiker Toad and Crick linked. Bay Crick linked, and they both got second, so something's going on here in the waters.
Yeah, something is. Wow, I think once they got on the stream, they rigged it. Like the Oras, I know you rigged, but now looks like they rigged the Ultra Sun and Moon, because that's just a little too fishy for my taste. Now we'll move on to the number 3 pick, and it is going to be Blitz. Big Blitz coming in at number 3. I think you got a good pick last time too, or no? Am I just making that up?
Let me check.
No, I think it was pretty average last time.
Average.
It was 6, so not bad.
Okay, right in the middle. So yeah, not bad so far. If he gets a high pick in Sword and Shield, then that's going to be scary as hell. So moving on to the number 4 pick, we have Nathan. Uh-oh, big Nathan coming in hot with a number 4 pick. Like I said before, you could expect some heat no matter what he drafts, so him getting a high draft pick is very scary. So
he's been 4-4 now.
Oh, wow, no way. And wasn't he talking about how he's going to get a low pick? Or I don't know, everyone says that about themselves. So
we can keep track, and then at the end in announcements we'll put who has the best over. We'll add up your draft spot within all 3 tiers just to see who gets the most luck this year.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. So moving on to number 5 in the Sun and Moon Y Conference draft, we have Rob Jr. Wow, coming back from number 12 all the way to number 5. That's going to be scary because, like I said, he's the type of guy who's scary at any draft position. So giving him a high one is definitely pretty terrifying, if I do say so myself. So the number 6 pick of the Sun and Moon draft is going to be wow, another guy who's going to be absolutely terrifying. I remember last season he had a pretty high pick and got like Aegislash or something and ended up trading it for Ash Greninja and used both of them really well. So just a testament to his skill and that he could use any of these high picks really, really well. So now number 7 pick of the Sun and Moon Draft Y Conference is Blue. Big Blue coming in hot at number 7. Like I said, one of those guys who's just like getting better and better. So I imagine that will happen every week. And yeah, excited to see what he does with the number 7 pick. Number 8 is going to be TJ. Unfortunately, he got 2 kind of low picks, but it's rigged. It's rigged against poor TJ here. But I think he'll make the most of it. So number 9, we got Silver Smasher, Legendary Silver. What did he get in the Oras? I can't remember. I think it was kind of low too.
He's getting destroyed by this pre-draft, man. Why?
Yeah.
Sorry, wait, let me check. I can find that.
I think it was like number 7, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, 5. All right.
Not that bad.
Yeah, not bad. Either way, it's Silver, so we know we'll get something pretty hot out of him. Number 10, we've got poor Zamcro. He's still left, and it's Zamcro. All right. Thankfully, he's not as bad as last time, but I think that's like number 10 and 11. So
maybe he likes the wheel.
I hope he does.
There's always those people.
I hope he does, for his sake. Now we have both myself and Shuckle King left. Last time, Shuckle King got number 1, and I got number 2. So if anyone wants to say it's rigged, this is proof that that's not true. This is as good a proof as you could possibly get. Number 11 pick of the Y Conference Sun and Moon Draft goes to... We get the space. All right. One more time. Rerun it. And it is Shuckle King. All right, he beats me again. And for 2 straight seasons, the Sun and Moon draft, it is myself at number 12. So it just goes that way sometimes. You win some, you lose some. Let me get back to the name randomizer for the X conference. And we'll randomize that alphabetically and put that in. Cool.
Wait 1 second. Let me catch up here, typing in the names.
Yeah, sounds good.
From
Okay,
first,
I got all 12.
First to worst, huh, Maddie?
And we should mention that we completely plan to start Swish on time. However, if for some reason there is corona delays, we will deal with that, but fully expect this time no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. If there's any kind of announcement about like the expansion pass being delayed, then we could just figure out how we want to go about Swish. We'll still have it for sure. We just don't know. We'll probably do like national decks because that's been going around and people are getting used to it and seem to be enjoying it. But we prefer to do the first expansion pass meta. So once that comes out, we'll be on it right away trying to tier everything. But and we'll be quick with it too. So we'll just be able to draft pretty much as soon as all that stuff comes out. But if there's a delay, we'll just figure it out otherwise. And yeah, so good point, Carson. And now finally, we can get into our final draft order, which is the Sword and Shield draft. And we'll start with the X Conference. So the first pick.
First overall pick will be Carson.
Uh-oh, not again. Let's see.
Wait, is it really me?
No, I didn't do it yet. The first overall pick of the Sword and Shield X Conference draft is Big Dick Nick. Wow, this guy two
Big Dick
gets some pretty high picks. So good for Nick. Excited to see what he does with that number 1 pick. Hopefully it'll be some cool new Pokemon for maybe him to try out. And the second pick of the Sword and Shield draft is going to be Evan. Great pick for Evan. I know he got some lower picks early on, but number 2 pick in Sword and Shield, can't complain too much about that. Number 3 pick for the Sword and Shield draft is going to be. How did that happen? That's so weird. How do I get that out of here? Okay, cool.
Was it space again?
No. I went to like click, and then my mouse just went like really fast down to like one of my icons on my the bottom of my computer, and it just brought something up really quickly. Okay, the number 3 pick of the Sword and Shield draft, take 2, is going to be Ben. All right, Ben finally gets his early pick, thankfully. Actually, got 5 last time. That's not so bad.
Ben's a cutie.
Ben is cute. Very, very cute. It must be a UPA thing.
It is.
Okay. Number 4 pick of the X Conference Sword and Shield draft is going to be Big Helmy. Wow, this guy's going to have like 30 different Mons in total. I can't wait to see what they all
Imagine.
3 different Mega Heracrosses. Bring back Mega Swish.
That would be great. That would be so funny if he drafted Mega Heracross in all 3. All right. So for that was number 3, I think, or number 4?
That was 4.
4. Okay. Number 5 of the Sword and Shield X Conference is TopTier. All right, another solid pick for the TopTier Boy. We all know he's going to need it. And number 6 for Sword and Shield X Conference is the GOAT. The GOAT gets another top half pick. It's over.
Ooh, that means I'm next.
True.
I've picked right in front of him or behind him the past 2 drafts, so make it happen.
Right. Okay. Number 7 pick of the X Conference is Sebi VGC.
Oh.
The VGC goats.
Yeah, sure. The VGC boys, one after another. That's a pretty scary thought. I mean, I almost said his name. That was close. The GOAT getting so many high picks. I mean, I don't even know why we have this season, but we'll still do our best to have some fun. Now, the number 8 pick of the Sword and Shield X Conference is Carson.
Rigged.
By 1. Close.
Rigged. Definitely rigged. That's way too high for a cutie like Carson. Not a number.
Ooh, 0808.
Yeah.
0808 and 2 8s.
right.
Oh my.
Wow.
Wait, Aki said he got 2, 7, and 6. Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not okay.
That's way too good. The number 9 pick of the X Conference Sword and Shield draft is Bay Crick.
Ooh, cutie. Big Crick.
Good nerf. Good nerf.
Yeah, solid nerf. I'll take it. The number 10 pick of the Sword and Shield X Conference draft is Ice. How many
No
number 10
justice
picks
in
is
the
that?
world.
You got an 11 last time, right?
That's 11. I got 11, 1, and 10. I got all ones
11,
almost.
1, and 10. That's nice.
But that's the only W's predicted for the season.
That's
Ooh.
Yep. Okay. Now the last two are between Kaz and Illusion, and
Bro, Kaz has been getting shafted.
Yeah, Cass has been
Kaz.
getting destroyed pre-draft.
that's true. Yep, definitely rigged against Kaz, definitely. So the number 11 pick in the Sword and Shield draft is going to be Illusion.
No justice. No justice.
Definitely not. But it's definitely good to nerf these two because they're both fantastic players and they could do well from any draft spot, but we'll always take a nice little nerfing here and there. So that will wrap it up for the X Conference draft orders, and now we will finish it off with the Y Conference. We have it all set up here. Just randomize it one more time. Cool. Wow, Zamcro is last in the list. And
You better not get first again, Maddie.
Hey, I read the manga. I probably read the most manga in the server.
He's not lying.
This is true. I reread it all the time. So now we have the final Y Conference draft. It is going to be Sword and Shield. And the first pick for the Y Conference Sword and Shield draft is Damn.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's
GG.
Carson said it.
Yeah,
Eloquently
Maddie, just cut this part, edit it,
Yeah, right. I should
edit this out.
Edit this out. Okay.
Say like TJ.
Ooh, shots fired at TJ. Actually, TJ deserves a high pick though. I hope he gets one.
Exactly. What shots am I taking?
I don't know.
The rating said they wanted more shots fired, so Maddie assumed that this was it.
This is it, definitely. All right, the number 2 pick for the Y Conference Sword and Shield draft is Hiker Toad. Wow, is that 2 number 2s for him?
That's
Jesus,
in a
man.
row.
Wow.
Gotta nerf this guy. What are you doing, Maddie?
At least Oris was bad.
Yeah, him and Bay Crick rigged it. I'm pretty sure. But when
Yeah, he woke up to a second.
He woke up to a second. That's pretty funny. Okay, the number 3 pick in the Y Conference is Blitz. Big Blitz came in number 3 last time too, I think.
Yeah, Bliss is gonna be scary, guys.
Yeah, seriously. I remember last year he had some sick Tapu Lele Mega Alakazam core. He was towards the end of the draft, but still, like, whoever let him get that, not a good idea. Now the number 4 pick of the Sword and Shield draft is going to be TJ. Finally gets some justice with a solid pick. I know he's actually got a lot of experience in Sword and Shield, so at least he has a good pick there that he can make the most of. And yeah, that's great. Number 5 pick for the Sword and Shield draft is going to none other than Obi. Solid pick. Excited to see what he does there in Sword and Shield. He's got some experience in that with helping me. The number 6 pick for Sword and Shield in Y Conference is going to be Shuckle King. All right, big Shuckle King. Had a number 1 pick before. I think last time he was number 11. So
yeah, his is pretty fair, even in
yeah.
all ways.
Yep, he's got like his average draft pick is like right in the middle, so not too bad. Now the number 7 pick of the Sword and Shield Y Conference draft is going to be Big Nathan. Very Big Nathan. The number 8 pick of the Sword and Shield Y Conference draft is going to be Zamcraw. All right, thankfully he's not last this time.
Matt, are you going to go back to back 12s?
I hope not. I'm one of the I'm one of the last few left here. We have Rob Jr., myself, Silver Smasher in blue. The number 9.
Man, Rob's been getting shafted too.
Yeah, that's definitely on purpose. I made sure that Rob got shafted because he needs it. The number 9 pick is going to be Rob Jr. Oh, I didn't shaft him enough, honestly.
Uh-oh, Maddie. You might want to start rigging.
Yeah.
Go read a chapter before this next pick.
And
weren't you the guy? Weren't you the guy who said, "Oh, there's definitely some merits to the last round"?
Ooh, there's definitely very. The number 10 pick of the Sword and Shield draft for the Y Conference is going to be Blue. Big Blue. Get the number 10, and it's coming down to Silver and myself for the 11 and 12.
Silver.
All right, we see that fate is stacked against me, but it's all right. That's what happened last season, and I came close. So 11 and 12, myself and Silver. The 11th pick of the Sword and Shield Y Conference draft goes to none other than me. That's right, number 11. Score.
Rigged.
That's a
rigged.
Fine. I rigged it a little. I couldn't get 12 and 2 in a row. So unfortunately, my man Silver gets the number 12 pick and Sword and Shield, and that about wraps up the draft stream entirely. We have all 6 draft orders. I know it's definitely a little to keep track of because there's that many drafts, but if you guys weren't aware, how we're going to do it is we're going to start the RS draft right away. We're going to just make the channels for it right after I get off the stream, and I'll make sure that...
I'm not really sure what I want. Might be a big lag.
Wow, what an evil commissioner. See, everyone calls him the Golden Boy, but this guy's out on the golf course with his golden golf clubs for hours holding up the stream. So, next time you think I'm the evil commissioner, you might have to look towards the
Hey, I had to do it till my luck was feeling good. I was alive, just like, alright, am I feeling lucky? Can I get the Shaman Sky? No. Gotta wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, he not only rigged the draft order, but he rigged the votes too. So I would watch out for this guy if I were you. So, now, like I said, we're going to start the draft right away. We're going to make the channels. We're going to do the RS draft first. We'll make sure that X-Conference coaches can only see the X-Conference draft, and same with the Y, or that they can only like message in those. Like you could look at both. It's no big deal. But
yeah, they'll be on the dock anyway. So
yeah, just when it comes to the drafting, as like most drafts you've been in before, just like do your best to only message when it comes to actually drafting and not like cluttering the chats.
If X has questions, ask Maddie. If Y has questions, ask me. If you want to leave picks, I mean, same thing. Just if you don't feel comfortable. I doubt Maddie or I will do anything.
Right.
But apparently I'm evil these days, so who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point. So we are going to start off the draft. It's going to be a slow draft. If you're not sure what that means, it's just going to be no timer, so you just pick when you're ready. We'll probably add a timer if things are taking kind of long. I don't want to put a date on it yet, but maybe in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or so, if the picks aren't done in RS, we'll put on a timer. But we don't really need it because we have ample time before the season starts, because we haven't even gotten the release of the expansion pack yet. But we're going to start off with the RS draft. It'll mostly be a slow draft. Then we'll move on to the Sun and Moon draft as soon as that one is fully complete. And hopefully we'll finish the Sun and Moon draft before we have everything squared away for Sword and Shield. That way, as soon as Sword and Shield starts, we'll get right into it and we'll draft the teams. And pretty much from then on out, we will upload the schedules and pretty much get started not long after that. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of fun for us to do this. This is one of my favorite parts of UDL in general. We did it last year too, and it was a blast, and it was even more fun this time. I think it might have had something to do with the cutie named Ice. And yeah, I'm really hyped for the season to start. I hope you guys are too. Do your best to be active in the chat and get your draft picks in on time. If you have if you know what you want, some things that you want but you might not be around, then please leave your picks with someone that you trust. And yeah, we could keep it going that way. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. Anything you guys want to give as last words?
You're all cuties, so good luck and go have some fun.
Ben, I'm going to fuck you up, man. Sorry.
Yep.
There it is.
All right.
All right, good luck, everyone. Hope you don't get sniped.
Yep. Good luck, boys. Hope you have a great time. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the draft.